if you've somehow missed the leaks, rumours and the not so subtle winks from Ubisoft, an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake is basically confirmed. And honestly, this could be the best move Ubisoft has made in years. In this video, we're going to look at all of the leaks, remake concerns, and what this could mean for the Assassin's Creed series if they get this right. Let's just jump straight on in. Now, whilst this hasn't been strictly confirmed by Ubisoft directly, we've had a ton of hints and soft confirmations. Edward Kenway's voice actor, Matt Ryan, strongly hinted at the remake during a Comic-Con appearance when he spoke to a fan. I'll just play the clip.
Have you beaten the game?
I have a while ago, it's been a minute, but...
Well, you might have to beat it again.
This is true. I gotta run through all of them again.
But especially this one. There's a reason I say that, but I can't say anything.
We've also seen new updates to the game files in the Steam store, adding categories for things like save anytime, adjustable difficulty, and mouse-only option, none of which are in the original game, actually heavily hinting that they are going to delist the game, just like they did for AC3, so you can only buy the remastered version now, so just make of that what you will. We've also had a cosplayer post a new version of Edward's robes, stating that this outfit is a remake, and the collectible statue shop Pure Art literally said during a live stream, again, here's the clip.
I did notice some people asking about why there's no Edward. There's reasons.
I keep replying saying there's more coming. It's a line.
Like, yeah, I mean, how many you want us to release
stopping.
at the same time?
Would you like us to release like 14 at the same time? That would kill me.
Well, Assassin's Creed fans out there, you should be aware that there is something going on with Edward. So obviously we can't...
has that been announced?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw rumors about it.
Okay.
No, I definitely saw an article about this.
Okay.
So I mean, if you're not a true Assassin's Creed fan, you know, that's not my fault.
If you don't know what we're talking about, that's not our problem.
Yeah, that's not my problem at all. But yeah, so there's going to be something going on with Edward, and our PVC, our 1/8 scale anima statue will reflect that accordingly. Am I saying that well?
Whoops. In addition, Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson, who's almost always right when it comes to leaks, reported back in October 2024 that a Black Flag remake was initially planned for late 2025. That release window has reportedly been pushed back after delays to Shadows, so my best guess would be that it'll arrive in early 2026, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed for the end of the year, as they might want to hit the Christmas sales. And finally, even Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot has said that they're working on AC remakes, they just haven't named which games. So, with all of that, it's basically confirmed, and I think this could be absolutely massive for Ubisoft, and it needs to be. But before we get into the rest of the video, a very quick word about today's sponsor, Opera GX. If you're still wielding a common browser, you are missing out. Opera GX is the ultimate tool for gamers, forged for speed, enchanted with full customization, and granting you god-tier control over your browsing realm. You've got RAM and CPU limiters, built-in Twitch and Discord panels, music controls, even a network limiter. But the GX mods is where the personalization really begins. You can transform your browser to match your vibe, with wallpapers, background music, keyboards and opening and closing tab sounds, custom splash screens, and a custom GX icon. There are a massive range of game mod options, like their new Witcher mod, created alongside CD Projekt Red, where there's even a built-in hub with trailers, an interactive map that lets you jump back into iconic locations, an IGN guide if you're new to the game or just need a steer, a modding tool that lets you rewrite the world yourself, as well as a modding contest, and updates all about the upcoming Witcher 4. Swapping browsers is easy, simply log in to Opera GX and import everything. Bookmarks, history, settings in seconds. So stop browsing like an NPC and download Opera GX and upgrade your browser to something actually made for you. Download link is in the description, back to the video. Now, the most recently released AC Shadows, which to me anyway, I think is the best game they've released in 10 years, it hasn't had the drastic change that Ubisoft hoped that it might. Whilst currently it's had over 3 million players as of March 2025, and you can assume that number has increased a decent amount since, and it's also achieved the second highest day one sales in the series history, it still hasn't bumped up Ubisoft's stock, which unfortunately is sitting at an all-time low. However, with the upcoming release of Black Flag, I reckon this is going to be a real game changer. It's important to note, by the way, that this game isn't a remaster, it's a remake, which means that it's not just going to enhance the game visually and aim to fix any old bugs it might have had. This is almost like starting from scratch, where there could be huge differences to every single aspect. Whether you like these games or not, Valhalla, Odyssey and Origins are Ubisoft's most sold games, all of them of course being huge RPGs, and it's very likely that we'll see some of these mechanics in the Black Flag remake in a bid to sell it to a newer audience, which has its positives and its negatives. On the positive side of things, these changes could include a larger open world with even more to explore, the very likely removal of Black Flag's exploration loading screens, something which is unheard of now, but back then was commonplace, and they could make use of Shadow's dynamic weather system, which is ace by the way, and would make exploration, particularly naval exploration, even more of a dream, as well of course improving the game's cutscenes and graphics, which is obviously a given. These cutscenes have to be motion captured if we want them to be good, which is a big undertaking, but totally worth it. However, there's a fine line between making some good additions and butchering the original game. Now, narratively, Black Flag is my favourite story in the franchise. It doesn't need any filler. Could they add some side missions to further flesh out some of our characters like Blackbeard? Absolutely, but I'm just hoping they don't stretch out the story to increase the playtime. You can extend the game without adding in some filler scenes. And with the gameplay, here is where I'm a little worried. Could some aspects be improved? Yes, but it doesn't really need to be. The combat is already super fun, granted a little easy, so just simply decrease the parry window and add some more enemy types, maybe even add some boss battles too, but if I see any RPG elements like a skill tree or health bars, I'm not gonna be happy. The same can be said for the parkour too, which is better than any of the more recent games, maybe other than Mirage, and the stealth is already pretty great as well, although I'd welcome a silent projectile like a throwing knife or something along those lines. I'd also be remiss to not mention the one real issue the game is known for, which is its tailing missions. These make up 25% of Black Flag missions, so a reduction in these, or at least getting rid of the more boring ones, would be a good idea, and hopefully they'll also get rid of that timer appearing too whenever the person you're following gets too far away from you. The big one though for me is microtransactions. I'd actually be really surprised if these don't come into play, but I do think it'll be the wrong move. It won't stop anyone from buying it, but I do think it'll piss people off to see all these cool costumes that they'll never be able to play without spending real cash. Personally, I'm hoping for more minimal changes that just finesse the game even further and improve it graphically, but we'll obviously have to wait and see. Saying all that though, even if the reception for the Black Flag remake is mixed, I don't think it's going to harm its sales too much. People ultimately are still going to buy it. One of the reasons Black Flag is so loved is because it's a perfect blend of old and new Assassin's Creed styles. Whenever someone asks me what game I should play first, I always recommend Black Flag because you've got social stealth, decent parkour, but also a great open world and the addition of being able to sail around it. If you only like certain aspects, you can then go on to choose which games you'd like to play. Enjoyed the stealth and parkour? Try an earlier game. Like the open world and naval aspects? Go and try Odyssey. And this is what I can see happening. I really do think if new and even old players have fun with the Black Flag remake, they're very likely to go and pick up another AC title, turning this into an absolute win for Ubisoft. It's kind of a genius decision if they get it right. You pick one of the most popular games, so you'll get those heading back for nostalgia, and you add some new aspects too, so you'll likely get some fans of the RPG trilogy heading along for the ride as well. And let's be honest, Ubisoft needs this. With their stock still falling and their newest game not blowing everyone out of the water, they need a win. And if they get this right, Black Flag could be the one that finally brings them back on course. But what do you think? Will you be purchasing the Black Flag remake? Are there certain elements or changes that might stop you from purchasing it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've never played the game and want a better idea, then why not watch my next video where I replayed and reviewed the game last year. Subscribe for more, and I will catch you legends in the next one. Until then.